Namaste. It's Jacci. We're going to do a little yoga practice together. So take a moment to get what you need. If you have a yoga mat, you can lie that out on the floor. Or if you just have a space on the floor that's big enough for you to lie down and stretch your arms up over your head, that's enough. If you have any other things like blankets or yoga blocks, those can be helpful. We're going to start our practice seated today. So I have 2 yoga blankets here. They're folded in half, so I have a little bit of a cushion to sit on. If you have a pillow, a cushion, something firm, or you can stack up some towels or blankets, that's a really good way to prop the hips up for sitting. And then if you have a cell phone, anything you can turn off, you can close the door of the room that you're in, we'll come to sit. So I'm, again, propping my hips up a little bit so that when I sit with my legs crossed, and you could have your feet in this position, or I like to have my feet lined up. You want to try to get the knees even with your hips or below your hips if you can. And this helps the low back, the lumbar spine to lengthen, and you can sit well that way. So a little bit of support under the seat, really helpful for sitting. If you are sitting and you are kind of like this, your hips are a little tight and your knees are up in the air, you may find it just better to just have your knees bent and you can place your feet out in front of you. And then you can sit up nice and tall, so you could do it that way as well. So either way, take a moment to settle, and you can lift up and maybe rock a little bit side to side, even circling around, starting to check in with your body. So we take a few moments to center, to bring our attention and our awareness here into this space. You might let your eyes glance around the space that you're in just to get oriented. And then you could come to the center and lift your eyes up and then down, just moving your neck gently and lifting up and down. And then trying to find a nice comfortable seat. Again, you can have your feet out in front of you. Shoulders are nice and tall. And we're going to begin to breathe a little deeper, and we're going to coordinate some movement with our breathing. So please inhale your arms out to the side and reach them up over your head, and you can lift your eyes here. And as you exhale through the nose, bring your hands down, lower your eyes. So we want to breathe smoothly and slowly. And then back down. Slow movement, slow breath. Inhale. Exhale. And you feel the sides lengthening and the chest expand on our in-breath. And then down. And then we're going to do just another movement here in seated and a little bit more attention on the breath. So if you can bring your hands to your abdomen. And on the in-breath, we're going to take the 2 hands out to the side, feel the chest lift, the palms are up. And on the exhale, you can hug your belly in. We're going to touch the belly to get some awareness of hugging in the abdomen here. And then do that again. Inhale and feel the chest expand. Big in-breath. And then exhale, touching the belly. Now this time, just one hand out to the side and watch your hand. So you can take it back behind your shoulder a little bit, see what you feel. And then exhale, bring that hand back to your belly. And then do the other arm. Inhale, see what you feel. Looking at that hand, so you're turning your neck, you're opening the front of the chest. Exhale back. Let's do each side one more time. So inhale. Exhale. Slow breath. Inhale. Exhale. Now again, inhale, both hands out to the side, palms up. And exhale, soften your shoulders down. And on this inhale, we're going to reach the hands up, big, wide V shape, lift your eyes. And on the exhale, bend your elbows like a cactus. Hug your shoulder blades together. And navel draws in here, belly's in. And then inhale, reach. Exhale, elbows back, shoulder blades hugging down your back. Inhale, reach. And one more. And then just gently take your hands, give yourself a hug, Pat yourself on the back and rock a little bit. You can sway side to side. And then another hug. If you open your arms, switch the way you're crossing your arms. A little tap on the back and a little rocking here. Maybe you say some kind, nice things to yourself. I'm so happy to be with you. And then you can bring your arms down. We'll stretch the legs out, so it may feel nice to move your knees, to move your ankles a bit. And for the next movement, we're going to come on to hands and knees. And you may, again, find it helpful to pad your knees with a little support. So I'm going to take one of these blankets and place it under my knees. And we'll start in the tabletop position here. We're going to have the hands underneath the shoulders and the hips over your knees. So you're lining the joints up. Spread your fingers wide and still thinking about moving with your breath. Inhale here, feel the chest lift. Exhale, pull the navel in and fold back to child's pose, letting your elbows touch and your hips sink back. Maybe your head touches the floor. And then as if you're pulling yourself up with your hands, those shoulder blades hugging onto the back, inhale. And then exhale, folding back. So push your hands down and draw them isometrically towards your knees as you rise up. And exhale. See if you can feel like you're stretching the space between your navel and your sternum. So exhale back and then inhale up, feeling that stretch there in the abdomen. Good. Exhale back one more time. And then please come up and we're going to stand on our knees. You can use that padding there if it's helpful. You could do this standing on your feet if it's better for you. So inhale, I'm going to turn to face you, and then I'll be a little more even. Okay, so we're going to inhale the arms forward and up. You might do this with your elbows bent. And reach up, opening up the front of the chest. Slow exhale to lower your arms down, lower your eyes down. So you can bend the elbows if that's helpful for you, or you might have the arms straight as you lift them up. Exhale down. Hugging in the abdomen here. One more time. So inhale, feel the breath in your chest. Exhale, lower the arms, hug your navel in. This one we're going to add a little twist with our cactus arms. So please inhale, reach up. And on the exhale, bend your elbows, draw your navel in, and turn to one side. And let the inhale bring you back up, breathing as slowly as you can. Exhale, turn, navel in. Inhale, center. We'll do each side 2 more times. Move with your breath. So let your breath guide you, not my breath. Inhale. Belly in as you turn. Inhale. Once more to each side. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, turn. Inhale, center, and then exhale your arms back down again. And we'll go up and down 3 more times, letting your breath move your arms. So as you inhale, the arms float up. Maybe your eyes lift. As you exhale, navel draws in as the hands go down. We'll do 2 more. See if you can pause for just a second at the top of the in-breaths. We inhale up. Little pause. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And then please bring your hands back down to the floor, and we'll do tabletop to child's pose a couple of times. So exhale, just rounding back, a little back bend in that movement we just did, so we want to stretch out the back. Inhale, draw your hands towards your knees as you rise up, lift in the chest. Navel in as you sink back. And once more, inhale, tabletop. Exhale, rounding back. Inhale, up
to your knees again. So we're going to stand on the knees again. For this movement, we're going to do a little side bending, and we're going to try to take one leg out to the side. If that's not good for you to have the weight of your body on one knee, you can do this movement standing with your feet wide. If you want to try it, then you can bring your hands down to the floor, and please take your right leg out to the side. And we're just going to have that foot flat, and then we're going to try to stand on the left knee so that it's right over your hip is right over your knee. So if I go too far over, you see this leg gets skewed to the side. Try to line up that thigh bone. And again, if you're standing, you can just have wide feet. Okay, so here we go. Inhale, lift your arms. You feel the chest lift. On the exhale, we're going to lean right. We're going to let the right hand touch that leg. We're going to bring the other hand behind our back. And then inhale back up. Arms shoulder height. Little pause at the top of the inhale. Exhale over. Don't forget to pull your belly in here. Inhale back up. This time we're going to stay over and do something with the left arm. So exhale over, hugging in the belly. And as you inhale, take your left hand from behind your back and either out to the side or up, looking up if it's okay for your neck. And then bring your hand behind your back, hug your belly, and look down at your right leg. And do that again. Inhale, reach up. Pause at the top. Bring your hand down, belly in, look down. And then one more variation. We're going to reach the arm up or out to the side if it's better, and we're going to stay here for 2 breaths. So exhale, hug your belly in, and on your inhale, you try to lengthen, maybe opening up that left hip a little bit. One more exhale. One more lengthening inhale. Find that pause at the top of the inhale. And on the exhale, bring your hand down. You can bring your knees back onto the mat. We're going to do tabletop to child's pose a couple of times, so you're welcome to bring your hands back down to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, and pulling in the navel, rounding back, noticing the 2 sides after that asymmetrical movement we just did. And then inhale, tabletop. Navel in, exhale back. Inhale, tabletop. And then from here, you might just take your left leg out to the side. I'm just going to turn so I'm facing you. And then you can start to walk up to stand on your right knee. Again, you want to get that thigh bone, the hip right over your knee here. And again, you could do this in standing with your feet wide. So this time we're going to be leaning to the left. So on your next inhale, let your arms float up to shoulder height. Can you find that little pause at the top of the inhale? Nice long arms. Exhale to the left. Let your other hand go behind your back. Go slow. See what you feel. And then inhale back up. Belly in. Exhale over. Inhale back up. Now we're going to do the 2 with the right arm. So exhale over. We're going to stay. Inhale, right arm up. What do you feel? Exhale, bring that hand down behind your back, or just on your hip is fine. Look over at your left foot. And then inhale that arm back up. Maybe you look up. Pause at the top. Exhale down. And then we're going to hold 2 breaths at the top. So inhale up, and you breathe at your own pace. So exhale, belly in. Inhale, little lift, lengthen, and pause at the top of the in-breath. Exhale, belly in. Inhale, reach, a little balance here. And then you can exhale that hand down. And again, we'll come back to hands and knees. So you can bring that leg in. Inhale, tabletop. And pulling in the navel, round back. Again, a little symmetry to follow that asymmetrical side bend. Inhale, pulling yourself up with your hands. And try to feel that stretch in the belly. Exhale back. Now this time as you go back, move your hands forward a little bit. And as we come up on the inhale, we're going to shift the hips forward, continuing to open up the front of the body so the hips can go forward. Let the elbows be a little bit bent so the shoulders are down. And then pull your navel in. Go all the way back to child's pose. Pull your belly in. We're going to do that 2 more. Inhale. This is a variation of upward dog. And you might watch your pets, your cats and your dogs, and see when they do this movement. Exhale back. So you want to go forward some amount that feels okay for your back. No strain, no pain. One more time. Forward. And back on your exhale. And then rising back up to tabletop, you can slide your hands back up underneath your shoulders. And we're going to stretch out our back in the other variation of a dog pose, downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under. As you begin your exhale, hug the belly in and then slowly push your hips up. You can start here with a bend in your knees. And you can then gently walk your dog by lengthening the legs and bending the knees alternately. Or bending both knees can be nice. Having wider feet, if you tend to have a little back pain, this is a nicer way sometimes for the hips and the low back to have the feet a little wider. See what you feel. And then we're going to make our way up to standing. So you're welcome to hold the pose a few more breaths. When you feel ready, please walk your feet in, your hands in, come up to standing. You can move that padding off to the side if you had something under your knees. And we'll stand on our feet. Good. Taking a moment to check in, see how it feels to stand up. And then we're going to do this swinging movement that I really like. So we're going to bring the feet out a bit wide, and you can let your arms swing so that they tap your back. You can let your head and shoulders all turn together. So we're moving our head and neck together. And then take a moment to come to standing. Nice and tall. How do you feel? Maybe even closing the eyes for a moment just to get a sense of how you're doing. Sometimes we call this an interoceptive pause. Great tool to have in your toolbox. So let your eyes open if you had them closed. And we're going to do a few movements in the chair pose. So this is an opportunity to use a yoga block if you have one. So when I'm going to put the block in between my upper legs above the knees. You can do it the longer way if you have longer legs, or the shorter way if you have shorter legs. And it helps to keep the joints lined up, and it helps us to firm up these muscles. If you don't have one, it's fine. You're still going to line up your joints. I'm going to stand sideways so you can see my back. So we're going to stand tall on the in-breath and feel the breath in your chest. As you begin the exhale, hug your belly in, slide down as if you were going to sit down in a chair. So your hips are going back and you're leaning forward a bit. And then inhale back up to standing. Nice and tall. Again, hug your belly in, start to slide down into your chair. Back up to standing on your in-breath. Now this time as you exhale down, we're going to lift the arms up in that cactus position we did before. And then as you come up to standing, inhale, lower your arms. Good. Try that again. So exhale, hug the belly in, lift your cactus arms up. Inhale back up. Okay, now we're going to try to hold the pose for a couple of breaths. So you can start with your hands on the side body. Take an inhale, feel your chest expand. As you begin the exhale, hug your belly in and sink down into your chair. And while you stay down in the chair, inhale, lift your cactus arms. Good. Let the exhale bring your hands down, hug your belly in, and if you do have the block there, you can hug your legs into the block. Do that again. Inhale. Arms down, belly in. Inhale back up to standing. Good. And then the next time we're going to do it one more time. I'm going to turn this way so you can see my shoulders. And we're going to do one more variation with our arms. So we're going to try to hold 3 breaths. Should be getting a little warm.
So take an in-breath. Engage the abdomen. Exhale down into your chair, some amount you feel like you can hold. And then inhale your cactus arms up. Now keep your arms up, and on the exhale, hug your belly in and just draw your elbows back, shoulder blades onto your back. And then inhale, a little lift of the chest, little lift of the hands, maybe the eyes. Exhale, belly in, shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift the hands a little, lift the eyes a little. Exhale. That's 2 breaths. So one more. Inhale. Exhale. This time you can, at the end of the exhale, bring your hands down and then inhale up to standing, and you can take the block out. Set it aside. And we'll swing a little bit again, so you can step your feet out. Hopefully you felt some work in the leg muscles and the abdomen, maybe even in your shoulders a bit. Super good pose to build strength in the legs. I particularly like it when the weather gets cool because it's quite heating, that pose. All right, come to stand tall. Notice your body, notice your breath. All right, and we're going to do a different movement where we're going to still be working the quadriceps and the leg muscles. So it's called moving mountain. So from our standing position, we're going to inhale and lift the chest, and we're going to let the arms float out to the side and the heels. Lift your heels up off of the floor. Pause at the top of the in-breath. And then see how smoothly you can come down. So the arms lower slowly, and try to let your heels touch when your hands touch your legs. It's a little challenge for the balance. You could step off the mat and stand on a firm floor. It'll be a little easier. So inhale up. Now on the exhale, hold, do your cactus arms, lower your heels a little bit. Inhale back up, and you feel that quivering in your legs. And then exhale down. You might even be able to see my legs are shaking. They should be quivering. Okay, this time we're going to try to hold 2 breaths. So you can lift your heels left if you feel a little off balance. So inhale up. Good. Exhale. Lower the heels, hug your belly in, do your cactus arms. And float back up on your in-breath. That's 1. Let's do 1 more. Exhale. Inhale. All the way down slowly on the exhale. Try not to crash. Just come down in control. All right, and then we're going to try to do 3 breaths this time. So inhale your arms out to the side and up. Let your heels lift any amount. Feel those legs shaking. Exhale, cactus arms, navel in. Inhale, back up. Can you find the pause at the top of the in-breath? Exhale, cactus arms, navel in. Inhale, back up. That's 2 breaths. 1 more exhale. 1 more inhale. If you lift your eyes, it'll make it the balance a little more challenging. And then this exhale, we're going to come all the way down. And you can give your legs a shake. Again, they probably feel a little bit of energy. This is a good pose. It strengthens the ankles and the feet too, so you might be able to feel that. And then we're going to do a little variation where we're going to put the chair pose and the moving mountain, we call that, together. So if you start with your feet hip width apart, standing tall, take an in-breath. Exhale down into your chair. Now inhale, let your arms start to float out to the sides, and as your chest starts to lift up, the legs start to straighten, and now your heels can float up off of the floor. Little pause right at the top, and on the exhale, we're going to lower the arms down, belly in. As you start to lower, you can bend your knees and sink down into your chair. So do 2 more. Inhale, up onto your toes, and little pause right at the top. Your legs should be shaking. As you begin the exhale, arms start to come down, belly draws in. You can start to lean forward, let the heels touch, and sink down into your chair. And 1 more time, up. Little pause at the top of the in-breath, feel your legs shake. And exhale down into your chair, come slowly with control, and we're going to stay in our chair. So getting a comfortable bend in your knees. Inhale, lift your arms in any position that's comfortable for you. It might be cactus arms. Maybe your arms are forward. Maybe your arms are up and your eyes are up. Another exhale, stay. One more breath, inhale. Last exhale. Maybe you can sink into your heels just a little bit more. And then inhale up, and if you like, you can lift your arms and even lean back a little bit here. And then you can move your legs, give everything a little jiggle and shake. So hopefully you feel a little bit energized, a little bit warmed up from that movement. So pause for a moment once again and notice your body, the sensations in your body. You might even close your eyes, get a sense of how you feel. And then we're going to come to lie down on our mat for the last part of our practice. So you can gently make your way down, come to lie on your back. Let your knees be bent. And for a moment, just stretch your arms up over your head. And you can glance around the room and just get a sense of how it feels to lie on the floor. And then you can bring your arms down by your sides. And draw your knees to your chest. You can pick them up one at a time. And then we're going to do a few breaths where we're going to lengthen the legs and the arms up. So we're going to let the legs go toward the ceiling and the arms go back to the floor behind. So just without any movement, take a breath. Inhale. Feel your chest expand. Exhale. Pull your belly in. Now inhale slowly. Arms up over your head. Legs up toward the ceiling. Spread your fingers and your toes. Exhale slowly down. Hug your belly in here. Let me just do that a couple more times. Inhale. Lift your arms. Lift your legs. Exhale down. If you want to enhance the stretch a little bit, you can spread the fingers as they reach up, and you can flex the feet and spread the toes. Inhale. And exhale. And then you can just give your knees a hug and sway here, massaging your back. See what you feel. We're going to do a gentle little twist. You might find it nice to do some movement for your feet. We did a lot of those standing on our tiptoes movements, so you may find it nice to circle your ankles or even just flutter kick your feet. And then we're going to put the feet back down one at a time. And keep your knees bent, and please walk your feet out pretty wide. I'm going to bring mine all the way to the edge of the mat. And then we're going to do this windshield wiper movement. So we're going to start with a rather slow and small movement, and then we may increase that range of movement. So maybe it's helpful. I like it to put my hands on the belly here, and then when I get to the exhale, I remember to hug in the belly. So inhale into your chest. And as you exhale, let both knees go to one side a few inches. So you keep your hips on the floor. And inhale, center. And exhale to the other side. Inhale, center. Now if that felt pretty good for you, you can stay with that small movement, or you can start to go a little further. Slow inhale to bring your knees up. Slow exhale. You can turn your head the opposite way if you like. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center, and exhale, turn. So if you have injuries or issues in your hips, SI joints, you might stay with a really small movement. If this is comfortable for you, you can go to one side and just hold it. So I'm going to go to the right and hold, and I'm going to just explore the stretch down my left side. So if you're going right with me, you might take your left arm out to the side or up over your head. You might bring your right foot up onto your leg. But don't hurt your back or your knee. So if that feels awkward, you can certainly put that foot back down. And then gently releasing that side, bring your arm down. Let your knees gently rise on an inhale. And pause and let your shoulders and your hips get even again.
And then we're going to go to the other side, so knees left. If you're just going side to side with your breath, that's fine too. And then you might stretch your right arm out or lift it up over your head. And if you want to try that thing where you put your leg on top, it's left ankle up on the right leg, if that's appropriate for you. For many people, that's not a great movement. Breathe deeply. Complete your next exhale, wherever you are. And when you inhale, you can release the pose, or if you're just moving side to side, bring your knees to the center. And once your knees are up, you can walk your feet back in so they're hip width apart. We're going to do a few repetitions of the bridge pose. This is another great place to use your yoga block. So you could put it in between your legs here. Again, it helps keep the joints lined up. It helps us kind of hug the legs toward the midline, which is a good movement for this pose. So you can bring your hands, palms down by your sides. Thinking about the breath in your chest, please inhale, lift your hips up and feel your chest expand and rise up. And then let the exhale bring you down, hugging in the belly. Go slow. And go up and down a couple more times. So inhale, lift. Feel the chest expand. Exhale down, belly in. And this one you can go up and hold if you like. You can hold one breath or more if you like. So here's where the block helps to keep the knees from going out to the sides. Keep that little hugging in. It helps the belly engage too. So if you're still up here, maybe one or two more breaths. And when you're ready to come down, we'll come down on an exhale. If you did have a block there, take it out. And then one more time, you can bring your knees up into your chest one at a time and rock. So when you're rocking here, you may like having the knees close together, even circling them around. You may prefer to have your knees quite wide, kind of rock around like that. Maybe moving the feet again one more time. And then we'll begin to situate ourselves for the relaxation part. So you can bring your feet down, knees touch. The feet on the floor. And if you like, you can have your feet apart and the knees touching. For many people, that's really comfortable. And just let your hands rest on your belly. And perhaps softening the eyes or letting the eyes close. Free breath. You can breathe freely. No control of the breath now. And just scanning your body, make sure you're comfortable. Neck, shoulders, hips. And then you may find that your back it helps to have your knees bent here and you just want to keep your legs like this. You could rest them on a chair or sofa. You could stretch your legs out flat if that's comfortable for you. For many people, it's okay, and for some people, it just doesn't feel good. So choose the position that makes you able to relax and be comfortable. If you like having the hands on your belly, you can. You might have your hands by your sides. You could place a blanket on top of you, or I like to take a blanket and put it right on my hips because it feels grounding and has a little weight to it. That can be nice. Maybe you have an eye pillow. Get yourself situated. And as we begin to settle, you can take a breath with a sigh. So nice big inhale. And let go. So we're going to let the body rest for the next few minutes. And as we begin to settle, I'll say a closing prayer, a message. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at ease. And may we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we live with ease. May we live in peace. So please allow yourself to have the next 5, even 10 minutes to let your body rest. If that's challenging for you, try to stay for 12 breaths without moving. We need these still times. We need to, it's like plugging your phone into the charger. You need a little time to charge, to rest. So give yourself a little time. I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.